Hola, my name is Natalia and welcome to Bori Abroad. Welcome to Travel Thursday. Psych, it's Tuesday. Bom dia, tudo bem? I am currently at a hotel in Brazil and I've spent a few days in São Paulo doing Fulbright orientation stuff, but also had some chance to explore the city. It hasn't been the best weather. I want to tell you guys about my time in São Paulo and some of the things you can do and some of the things that you should avoid and some of the things that happened to me so that you can be like mentally prepared if you're in the same like situation. Don't forget to follow Bori Abroad on all your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. There are videos every Tuesday and Thursday, the travel days here, but I'm realizing I'm gonna be really busy this next month, so it might either go up or Tuesday or Thursday. My schedule is like a bit rough because, you know, life. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment down below if you've ever been to São Paulo or Brazil in general. And if you haven't been, would you like to come? Is it on your bucket list? I want to know. So without further ado, here is my time in São Paulo and some of the things you can do while you're in this very interesting city. So let's start with the day I got here. I flew from Puerto Rico to São Paulo, stopped in Panama. If you saw my last video, you should go check it out to see how that trip went down. You should go watch that. Got to São Paulo and they were saying, oh, there's flooding. And in my mind, flooding is like, oh, there's like some flooding, so the roads are like half closed type of thing. No, this was flooding. To get into São Paulo, because I didn't fly directly into São Paulo, it was underwater. The streets looked like rivers. There were cars like all the way like submerged underwater. It was declared a national crisis. And I found all of this out my trip from the airport to the hotel, and that was an interesting ride because we took an Uber. Apparently all the Ubers were canceling in the city. Taxis were going to be a little bit more expensive, so my Puerto Rican friend who I flew with from Puerto Rico and I were like, let's get an Uber. So we took an Uber. He didn't cancel, and halfway through, not even halfway through, he was like, look, like I can't get you to the hotel. And we were like, yeah. And my friend asked, is there a metro station around? The guy, after like a few minutes of like trying to brainstorm what we could do, he was like, oh, the metro is working, you guys can go there. And we were like, do they take cash, like dollars? And he was like, no, but I'll give you some. So 10 out of 10 for this Uber guy. He was really like genuinely trying to help us. We went to the metro. It was fantastic. The metro in São Paulo is amazing, super clean, super up to date. We spent like maybe 40 minutes on the train, and then from the train station closest to the hotel, we took an Uber. And when we got to the hotel, we saw all the news about all the like national crisis. It was insane. Like genuinely feel bad for the people who lost their cars. I bet some lost their homes. It was very intense. So that was the first day. Apparently this happens twice every decade, but in the last 5 years it's happened like 3 times. So it's happening at an alarming rate. I got to the hotel. I went to eat to Italy in São Paulo because yeah, you go to eat Italian in Brazil. That makes total sense. So I had Italy, and then I had to go get the yellow fever vaccine. I had the clinic to go to, but it was very interesting because they were like, do you have a car? Like we were all communicating like with hands. The nurse that like put the vaccine, she was like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Los Estados Unidos. And she was like, they have the vaccine in the US. And I'm like, yeah, but it's $600. And she was like, $600. And I was like, yeah, I think that's how you say 600 if I like butchered it. I'm sorry. She went around to like all of her colleagues to say that the vaccine for yellow fever in the US was $600. And she was like, Viva Brasil. And I was like, Viva Brasil. Like, yes, that was my first night. So you can go to Italy, and if you need the yellow fever vaccine because you're staying here for a while, you can get a free shot here. It was super easy. Don't pay overpriced for a vaccine that you can get here for free. the second day in Sao Paulo, I had my orientation, so I didn't really record any of that because it was tiring. But that night I went to eat with like a group of friends. We went to this taco place and it was really good. I had my first caipirinha, really good as well. I really liked it. And from there, we went to a little restaurant and met up with some other people from the group and had some beers, and they gave it to you in a glass. But the funny thing, it was like whenever they saw you with like this amount, they automatically brought you another one without you asking. And it's obviously for them to make money, but we were like, how do we tap out? So that was really fun. Brazilian beer is really good in my opinion. It doesn't taste so much like piss. But yeah, that's what I did the second day. There was nothing exciting. And then the third day, I went through orientation again, but I got to go to a museum. It was a museum of Afro-Brazilian art. It was very interesting, and it just makes you think how much slavery connects so many different places, because a lot of the things that they were talking about, like the Caribbean had gone through as well. Beautiful pieces of art. And what I took away from this museum is that the art and the dance and the culture and the music that came from the people who were enslaved was a form of resistance, because they didn't just sit around and like take commands. They express themselves. They never lost their identity in a way. And even though slavery was awful, and I get furious every time that I think someone can dehumanize someone like that, it was very, very, very interesting. We had a tour guide, so she explained it. She's like, these are all forms of resistance, and how chains like wouldn't have been created or applied during slavery if people didn't resist. So it was a resistant movement that unfortunately like left really sad history behind, but as one of my colleagues said, pain can really turn into something beautiful in the end, even though we don't see it at the time. So I really enjoyed the museum. I didn't have a chance to see it all. It was 3 floors. I really recommend. It was a really unique museum that can connect to so many other parts in the world. That museum is within a park, which I do not remember the name. I will put it up here somewhere. It's within that park, and I kind of walked around the park, and even though it was a gloomy day and like it was kind of chilly, like I was cold, it was really nice. They had a really nice lake. Everyone was like jogging, a lot of skaters, a lot of rollerbladers, which was really funny. When I was looking for stuff to do in Brazil, that park was something that popped up. Fun fact about that park, apparently all the flora there, like the trees and everything there, it was originally there, and they just built around it. Like they fenced it, and then they added whatever they added to the park, like the museum exhibitions. They had a Da Vinci exhibition as well. So it was very nice to see that a park, for the most part, was genuinely there in the first place rather than man-made. And then I took a nap. I went to dinner and that night I went out to this Latino bar. It was very fun. That day I had a productive day with orientation, and then the museum and the park and dinner and going out. So I felt like I actually like got to see Sao Paulo a little bit more than I had seen in the last like few days. It was also an escape hotel, which was very fun. So 10 out of 10 recommend as something to do in Sao Paulo. But my time in Sao Paulo was super short, so I feel like I need to come back and actually taking the time and map out what I can do, and hopefully there's nicer weather, because the rain and the gloominess of the city right now, you don't really want to do much. I don't know if that happens to you, but it's cold. It's cold. I thought Brazil was supposed to be warm, but I am mistaken. It's been a hectic few days. I don't even know how I had time to like do this. But yeah, those were like the little things that I did in Sao Paulo. It wasn't much. I still had a great time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment down below anything you would like about Sao Paulo, anything you would like about Brazil. Don't forget to follow Bori Abroad on all your favorite social media platforms. I will see you guys hopefully Tuesday. I don't want to make any promises because it's gonna be rough. Obrigada. I love saying obrigada. Thank you, obrigada. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Bye.